Well, a very good morning to everyone on Blues Game Day Live. I'm Darren Pang alongside Kelly Chase. And Chaser, we got some mean scheduling coming up, including tonight. The Minnesota North Stars. The Minnesota North Stars. That would be good,
that
huh?
Would be good. It would be good if we could go throw back to them. But
I kind of like the old North Star sweater, too.
I know, I loved it. Minnesota Wild,
yeah.
And we talk about these conference and divisional games in Panger. It doesn't get easier.
No.
And this Minnesota Wild team's coming off a thumping from the Dallas Stars, so you can see where the real bullets are really starting to fly around in this division.
Yeah, I think that Minnesota Wild under Bruce Boudreau, they played well for 2 games and beat a real good Vegas squad. And one of the things he talked about in that game against Dallas was turnovers. So I would imagine the Minnesota Wild are going to come into this building knowing the Blues don't score a lot of goals and try to play a real tight playoff style game.
I would look for it to be a tight game as well, and I think the issues the Blues are going to have is getting through to Dubnyk and the traffic in front of them, because when you're not scoring goals and you have a big goaltender that's usually square to the puck, it's the second opportunities or the screenshots and redirections that are going to make a difference. And being a goaltender, that if you got a big guy in there, that's got to be traffic.
Remember last year in the playoff series, so 2 playoff series in a row. A couple of years ago, Mike Yeo's undefeated in the playoff series between 2 teams. A couple of years ago, his Minnesota Wild beat the Blues, and then last year, I thought last year the Blues stifled the Minnesota Wild. I thought it was the Blues that kept Minnesota on the outside, and all the Wild talked about was get into the interior. So the Blues did a great job. So it's going to be one of those games where whoever's the most ferocious to get inside, to get into that dirty area of the ice, is going to be the team that wins this hockey game.
I agree. And let me ask you this, because I've been a little critical of the guys from not so much an emotional standpoint, but more of a getting in the battle standpoint. Are we battle ready? Is this team the team that can get in and change the emotion of a game? Because in Boston kept taking it to them, and there was no one that really grabbed a hold of somebody and said, hey, we're going to straighten this momentum out the other way.
In fact, Mike Yeo made Scotty Upshall a healthy scratch in the last game in Buffalo. And one of the things after talking to Scotty Upshall that the coach wanted, not just from Scotty, but from everybody, was there not one person in that game in Boston that could turn it around, that could get in there on the forecheck? So they win a 1-0 game off Carl Gunnarsson's goal in Buffalo. Yesterday, the lines get changed up again for the St. Louis Blues, so they'll have a bit of a different look. Looks like Scotty Upshall back in the lineup. Thorburn stays in. And Dmitry Yashkin looks like he's going to move up on the third line and replace Tage Thompson. Tage didn't play very much in the Buffalo game, and maybe that's what Mike Yeo's looking for. Same thing as Bruce Boudreau, is guys that are a little bit more weathered in a series like this, and especially when you're starting 3 games against the Central.
Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm not a fan of taking the kid out. I think there has to be lessons. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to need a guy like that in the playoffs. I hope he learns the lessons sitting from above. But sometimes I think jamming it down his throat and making him responsible and telling him that we can't win without him and giving him that confidence might be the way to go with it. But we'll see what happens. Mike's done a heck of a job of managing his players. And again, there has to be some changes from an emotional standpoint. And I think that's what he's trying to address. On another angle, the goaltending. Carter Hutton going back in the net tonight. Give me your view on that.
You know what, Chaser? I think Mike Yost pushed all the right buttons. And I think some decisions are just not easy decisions. And I think there were times when Ken Hitchcock had a hard time making that decision. They were forced to last year because Jake he struggled to a point where they had to change it up. All I've seen from Carter Hutton is excellent play.
Yep.
Like everybody says, well, Carter's now turning it on, playing his best hockey. I haven't seen him play bad hockey since he joined this team. I haven't seen him play bad hockey since he played for the Nashville Predators. I think Carter's just a real goaltender. And right now, what do they have? Well, they've got a platoon system right now. And I love the way Jake played in Boston. It was a loss. It was a 2-1 loss. Not up to him. He can't go score a goal. But right now they're getting wins, and Carter's playing a different style of game. Carter, he's battling hard in front of the net. There's a certain confidence that's going on with Carter, and the same confidence is going to go on with Jake Allen later on. So I think at this point, this is a man's game. This is a winning business. And if you think that right now you have a chance to win with Carter in the net, not saying they don't with Jake, but you got back-to-back games next. You got Colorado on Thursday. You go back-to-back against Winnipeg. The last time that Carter Hutton played against Winnipeg, he had 48 saves in the largest, well, how would you call it? The largest shutout differential in a win shutout per saves, and breaking Curtis Joseph's mark. Right. So, I mean, I think this is the right call. And if everything goes well, He goes Carter Hutton tonight. He goes Jake Allen on Thursday, and he goes Carter Hutton on the second of back-to-backs in Winnipeg.
Well, I like it, and I like the way you're thinking, and we're in for a good matchup tonight. 7:05 start. Darren Pang will be on the big shot, ANBC. Good for you tonight,
with your buddy Johnny Forsland.
Johnny Forsland. I will be on the big flamethrower.
Oh, yeah, the 50,000-watt blowtorch.
You got the blowtorch, buddy.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
I'm Kelly Chase. He's Darren Pang. See you tonight.